Hello and welcome to Justeventonline News at 9. I am Fatima Siddiqui for the news headline. Tinubu promises to digitize public service for efficiency, probity. Shettima warns aides against unethical practices. AfDB commences agro-industrialisation program. And over 2/8 of the departments in your council, Danladi tells Kwara LG DPMs. Federal government to include families of injured fallen soldiers in social register. Budgetary allocation affecting road construction, minister says. Government rakes in 1.53 trillion naira from company income tax in 3 months. Cost of drugs rises by 300%, manufacturers lament. Aiyelabegan calls for government support for para-athletes. Lauds KSC's Milestones since Inception. NPFL to introduce VAR, NRA President reviews. Now, the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has expressed support for new partnerships with global technology companies to ensure that data from public institutions are accurate and transparent in providing templates on which proper public sector planning can occur across sectors. The president said that with cutting-edge technology, the country would digitize the public service and surgically apply public funds for growth. Vice President Kashim Shettima on Monday warned new political aides against unethical practices and conduct that undermines public trust and taints the Tinubu-led administration. He said their new roles expose them to more scrutiny and criticism. Therefore, they must be mindful of their words and actions. He reasoned that their failure could erode public trust, jeopardize national security, and undermine the integrity of the administration. The African Development Bank has said that Phase 2 of the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones will revolutionize agricultural practices and shift Nigeria from an agrarian economy to an industrial society that is based on agribusiness. The AfDB said it will begin with a workshop from 6th to 7th of September 2023. It noted that the Inception workshop is the first in the series of the bank's ongoing stakeholders engagement aimed at harvesting input and harmonizing various interests in preparation for the commencement of the second phase of the SARS program in Nigeria. All the directors of personnel management have been directed to hand over to their heads of department administration in their respective local government councils. The executive chairman, Kwara State Local Government Service Commission and Kwara State Local Government Pension Board, Alhaji Umar Danladi, disclosed this in a statement in his office. The chairman said that the development is in the interest of the conduct of the affairs of the local government councils in the state. He has therefore directed that all the DPMs should immediately hand over every administrative machinery in their possession to their heads of departments of administration. He thanked them for their selfless service while piloting the affairs of their respective councils. The federal government has unveiled plans to include families of wounded and fallen soldiers in the National Social Register and its poverty alleviation programs. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, made this known during a meeting with the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, on Monday in Abuja. The minister said she was at the defense headquarters to solicit the support of the Nigerian military to tackle humanitarian crises across the country. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, has said that the way Nigeria's budgetary allocation is designed is not encouraging contractors to complete federal road projects across the country timely. He also said contractors will not be stopped from making use of asphalt in their construction of roads, but they must sign an indemnity agreement of 30 years duration of the roads with the ministry. The federal government realized 1.53 trillion naira from company income tax in the second quarter, indicating a growth rate of 226.4% from 469.01 billion naira it realized in the first quarter. This came as revenue from value-added tax for quarter 2 rose from 709.59 billion naira in the first quarter to 781.35 billion naira, showing a growth rate of 10.11%. This was contained in data released by the National Bureau of Statistics on Monday. The Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria said pharmaceutical products in the country have increased by 300%. According to the group, the challenges of foreign exchange and the high cost of production are some of the factors responsible for the rise in cost of drugs. The chairman of the association, Oluwatosin Jalayemi, said pharmaceutical companies have difficulties accessing foreign exchange. The last on the news is sports. The chairman of the newly inaugurated Para-Athletics Association, Barrister Aiyelabegan Abdulkadri, has called for more support from the state government for para-athletes to enhance their performance in the quest to win laurels for the state. Barrister Aiyelabegan made the call when he paid a thank-you visit to the Kwara State Sports Commission for its support to the association's recently held para-athletics competition in the stadium. He appreciated the executive governor, Malam Abdurrahman Abdurazak, for providing the enabling environment for sport to thrive in the state, as he solicited for more support for people with disabilities. He thanked the executive chairman of the commission, Malam Bola Mugadi, for the support and opportunity to stage the one-day championship. He said the championship was just a tip of the iceberg, as the association is planning to hold another championship before the end of the year. While responding, the executive chairman thanked Engineer Aiyelabegan for his magnanimity in staging and sponsor of the championship. He implored other associations to emulate the Para Association, who staged a competition barely weeks after the inauguration of all associations. President of the Nigeria Referees Association, Sani Zubair, has hinted that plans are ongoing to deploy video assistant referees in the Nigeria Professional Football League from the incoming 2023-2024 season. He noted that the introduction of VAR will further enhance the performance of the referees, even now that most of the matches in the league will be streamed with newly procured AI cameras. We have come to the end of the news. Here's the recap of the story. Tinubu promises to digitize public service for efficiency, probity. Shettima warns hate against unethical practices. AfDB commences agro-industrialisation program. And over 2/8 of the departments in your council. Danladi tells Kwara LG DPMs. Federal government to include families of injured fallen soldiers in social register. Budgetary allocation affecting road construction, minister says. Government rakes in 1.53 trillion naira from company income tax in 3 months. Cost of drug rises by 300%, manufacturers lament. Aiyelabegan calls for government support for para-athletes. Lauds KSC's milestones since inception. NPFL to introduce VAR and RA president reveals. Thank you for watching Justeventonline News at 9. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com and to read more updates, Follow us on our social media platforms with a tap at Justeventonline. You can also send us an email on justeventonline@gmail.com. I am Fatima Siriki. Good night.